Hey guys, Favor Janae here. First, before I start the video, I really want to thank everybody for all of your comments, questions, emails. I want to thank you guys that actually looked at my Instagram, which is Favor Janae, and also my Sofa Solutions, which is my shopper's Instagram for my items that I sell. I want to thank you guys so much for that. And with that being said, I want to jump into the video, and this video is about creating your profile on Talk to Me. So you've already done the first steps of being able to work this business, because even though you're under the Talk to Me umbrella, this is your business because you decide what hours you want to make. You're the one creating your profile. You decide what type of callers you want to talk to. You decide what callers you prefer the best. You can let callers know, you know what I mean? Or really by your profile, you can let people know what you're not into. You know what I mean? So this is really the start of your business. So what are you into? How are there things that you've maybe thought about trying or talking about that you've never done before? Because to be honest, in this type of job, it is, technically a sex worker, because we are selling fantasies over the phone. To me, I don't see any difference between this and a stripper, because there are women who strip on this profile through the webcam feature, if you choose to do so. You know what I mean? But there's no difference because we're selling the dream. And I feel like if you're selling any type of situation where a man or woman, because you're going to speak to women too in this profile, on Talk to Me, there are women callers. I've had a couple of them. They're not as many, of course, as men, but there are women callers. So with that being said, it's going to be up to you to decide who you want to speak to. And I was introduced to a lot of different types of conversation that I never would have had with someone walking down the street, because of course this is, you know what I mean, people are able to open up their minds and talk about the deep dark desires that they can't talk about with their wife or girlfriend, the things that they may pleasure themselves to, that they really wish that they could share with somebody else, and hear a woman be okay with it and not be grossed out like their wife or girlfriend would be. You know what I mean? And not be like, oh, you want to do that? You want to do what? You're into this? You're into really fat stomachs? Because I've had callers who, you're into a woman that's really not fresh, like an unclean, unbathed woman. You want to put your face where? On that unclean, unbathed woman? Like, these are the type of conversations that can and will occur on the Talk to Me line. So, are you okay with that? Because if you're not, I don't want you to waste your time even starting sending your information to get the job, but you're going to get it. All you need is an ID and a cell phone. So, and speaking of cell phone, with your first profile, which you taking your calls, keep your phone close. Make sure your phone is turned on. The volume is turned up as far as so you can hear your calls and your text messages. If you decide to use the text feature, make sure you got your phone, because that's your money. That's like, money. So make sure you have your phone. But I definitely recommend, when it comes to your profile, before you decide exactly what you want to do, take a look and browse. You can browse other talkers, because that's what they're called. We're the talkers, and the guys who call are the callers. Guys or gals, whoever the calls, are the callers. So when it comes to that, just take a look. You might see someone else's picture or someone else's profile and be like, okay, she's into this, she's into that. This is how much she charges, and she talks about this. And also you can take a look and see, like, as far as like the different stars, because callers can rate us, the talkers. So if you take really good calls, and no matter how much you charge, you're going to have a high rate. Callers are going to rate you, especially if you finish the call, because I'll let you know I'll do this. Before I finish the caller done got what he paid for, pretty much. You know what I mean? And right before he hangs up, can you give me a good review, please? I love a good review. Okay, baby. Come on, they're going to do it. You know how weak men are. You know how weak they are, especially after they've got what they, came for in this type of situation. So it's not hard to get a good review. Some of them may not, because they may really just hang up the phone and probably just go to sleep somewhere. Excuse me, y'all. Go to sleep somewhere, you know what I mean? But most of them will give you a good review. And also the review is how, your reviews are how other callers know, she's fine and she knows what she's doing when it comes to these type of calls. So that's why I think when you first start off, take a look at the other talkers, the other ladies. Take a look at their profiles. They ain't gonna hurt nobody. Take a look and see what they got going on. See how much they're charging. There are some callers, some talkers on the line who they may charge. They don't even charge a whole lot, but their reviews, they may have like 100%. You know what I mean? These are women that stay by the line. They may not get as much per call, but their line stays jumping because they charge a cheaper rate. And they may have like a, I'm a woman who's into anything calls. And I'm going to let you know, just being honest, the more open you are to taboo conversations, and this may not mean that this is something that you particularly like or particularly want to talk about, and that's the part about this that makes it a job. You see what I'm saying? Just being for real with you guys, because we all adult. We're having adult conversations about an adult job that deals with adult conversation. That was a circle, wasn't it? But for real, like that's what's going on. So there may be callers, or there are a lot of callers who want to talk about things that you may not want to. And you don't have to talk to them if you don't want to. I mean, this is your job. This is your business. Your voice, your conversation, your mind that you use to come up with a conversation. This is where your money's coming from. So you are the business. You are your own walking business, and you link up to a cell phone and you put out the business and you get back the business, the money, the currency. So, it's up to you what you're open to. To be honest, I got to, just because I haven't done this before, I did it a little bit in college before, so I kind of knew that I would have to hear some weird talk, but definitely doing it as long as I have been now compared to however many years ago when I was in college. I didn't do it for that long, so I definitely have had a chance to see what kind of goes on inside some of these guys' minds. And like I said, it can be some things that you would never discuss outside of, being on his phone. There are things that I would never talk about to anyone ever. I would never discuss these things. These are not things that would be on my mind as the type of person I am, which I just consider myself to be a regular person. But there are a lot of things that I would never discuss or talk about. But on this phone, I may discuss and talk about them. And I may charge the highest rate possible on there in order for someone to speak to me about these things. So we're keeping it real, guys. We're talking about starting your profile. So you've already did your information. You've already linked up your phone, got your number on there. You already have, if you received your profile, that means you've done your 300 minutes. So you already kind of have had a chance to see kind of how raunchy or how, deep the rabbit hole goes as far as these conversations. But once you create your profile, that's when you're really going to see. Because you're really in charge of it. You really can go a little bit more, a little deeper. And to be honest, sometimes those guys on the chat line are cheap. They don't want to pay. So they already know there are some things that they're not going to be able to talk to you about because they know they have to pay for it. So now you're in a position where you can charge for it. You can charge the maximum amount. Pardon me looking out the window, y'all. I'm out here in the country and I'm nosy. So I'm just looking out the window anytime I see anything move. And working from home. Excuse me, guys. Working from home gives me the opportunity to look out that window if I see something moving by. And talk to you guys so y'all can work from home, get some money too. Whether y'all got kids running around or not. But like I was saying, guys, the conversation can get deep. It can get whatever. Like, I've been doing this to the point a little over a year. So with me, I kind of laugh at it. I'm like, okay, I can tell where the conversation is going from when I hang up. When I first pick up the phone and they say, hey, how you doing? And I'm my first thing, because I don't like, just to me, the more time you have between you talking with the customer when the call first starts, they're automatically weeding you out, because they're spending money from the minute they make the call to you. So they're automatically looking to see, you know, what's going on. Just like how we looking at men vetting them out. I don't know about this one. That's how they're doing on those lines a lot of the time, especially if it's not a caller that you've had before. So as soon as the caller says hello, and I'm like, hello, and they say, how you doing? I'm doing fine. You're getting quiet. First thing I'm going to say is, what's on your mind? Like, yeah, what do you want? Just being for real. Like, what do you want to talk about? Because you called, so I know you want to talk about something. What you want to talk about? And a lot of the time, just even how they answer that question will let you know how the call, how they want the call to go, pretty much. And that's a very, 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 very important tip, secret, whatever you want to call working as a PSO. If they don't know what they want, sometimes just ask them. You know, what are you looking for? What are you into? What's on your mind today? I mean, what do you want? You calling. You spending money, so what you spending your money on? Air? Because you know they're not going to stay on the phone. And if you don't say anything, they're going to hang up. Why would they stay on the line? They don't know what they want. You don't know what you want. You don't know what they want. Some of them be too scared to say what they want. Some of them may not like your voice, so they trying to see if they like your voice or not. So that's when you come in, hey, you know, whatever you need to do. But that's just, you know, for a call. I didn't mean to throw that in there. But take all these jewels and gems, baby. Pick them up and collect them in your pocket like diamonds, because that's what they are. But we talked about the, you know, what are you into? I also suggest looking online to get some ideas about different types of fetishes. There are going to be a lot of fetishes that you've never heard about or heard of before if you are not already into those type of things. I was not. So there were a lot of things that I had to research. So I researched them and I was shocked. Then I got used to talking about it because I wanted my money. So it's just conversation. This is conversation, y'all. This is a job. I don't see it really once I take my call from when my phone rings. I look at it the same way somebody does when you call Xfinity. Hello, how you doing? This is Xfinity. The only thing is I don't know where my call is going to go. I just know that I'm going to make some money on this phone. And I'm trying to help y'all make some money on y'all's phone. But when it comes to your profile picture, you have a couple of options, ladies. You can always take your own pictures with, you know, your regular face, your regular body, or just pictures of your body or something, you know, picture your body with something over it, because there are a lot of women that do that. You can have yourself, you can wear a mask. You know what I mean? You don't have to let everybody know, you know, what you got going on. You know, I love that, man. I mean, these came from what, Family Dollar. It was $1 or $2, but I'm just saying, you could always take one of these and get on the Skype call, baby. Get money from Skype calls, y'all. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about those Skype calls. We got some videos coming out about that. But anyways, when it comes to the profile pictures, you also have the option. And I'm just going to be for real with you. You can use other people's pictures. I mean, you can always upload a picture. There's people who create fake accounts and profiles all the time. The only warning that I would give to you guys about copywriting is, if I was you, or if someone that I knew was using someone else's picture because they didn't want to use their own, you know, you don't have to. It's up to you. You can or cannot. I would advise said person to use a picture from someone who is not a celebrity, someone who is not well known, someone who cannot come back for you for copyright. or come back for this person for copyright. That's what I would suggest to that person who would do that said thing. I would just suggest that whatever picture they use, that they would make sure that this is like a picture, and this isn't somebody's